I was trying to find VODs yesterday of people doing boomless tag battle, and I couldn't find any. It fills me with a lot of hope that all the Pokemon that people are spamming in chat right now that do this boomless are not in my box. Alright, that was the last fight. We win this attempt. We are done. It's over. It's been fun. Yeah, so look at this bullshit. So here's the concept. You bring 3 Mons. Shell brings this bullshit. Perma Tailwind. If you lose your 3 Mons, even if Shell's Mons are alive, you just lose. And they lead with a fucking Urshifu. This doesn't seem fair. Yeah, you would think so, right? So how much does Quillfish Boom do? I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't do jack shit, bro. None of my boom options are viable. Like, at all. Silk Scarf Boom. I would need Cuss Tap to pull this off. Otherwise, I just die, right? Because the Hydreigon would just kill me. How high would I have to... I have 5 candies, right? Look at that. I can get out of Hydreigon kill range if I use all candies. It's just the start is completely unpredictable. Because either Delcatty dies, or he fakes out the Hydreigon. Okay. I'm in slot 1, Shell is in slot 2, I'm assuming. I can't always kill Hydreigon. From what I've experienced, Delcatty always fakes out the Hydreigon. Cool. If I kill Urshifu, he's looking at me, right? And I'm assuming he's going for Rotom Frost. No, because I have fast kill. He's going for... Dragalge, I think? Well, if I kill Hydreigon, I go -1. So this just sees kill. If I kill Urshifu, it's Dragalge, right? Which one will Delcatty fake out? It's f***ing random! Who the f*** knows? We need to account for both lines and it dramatically changes everything. At least if we kill Urshifu, turn 1, it's always Dragalge second no matter what. Sometimes Delcatty lives. Yeah, there's a lot of ways where Delcatty lives. I need like a thing where I have like... I was thinking maybe in Paint or something, or Photoshop, where I have like the sprites of all the Mons and I can like move them back and forth to visualize what the f is happening, but honestly that sounds like more work than it's worth. Bro, this Clefable sounds completely fraudulent. Like, doesn't Clefable sometimes just like take an Urshifu attack to the face? No, right, because she always fakes out one. And then the other one attacks her. So I guess Clefable's untouched turn 1. So you could kill the Hydreigon. Nope. Alakazam... I mean, Alakazam can kill Urshifu and then immediately die the next turn. This is trash. This is trash. This is trash. This is trash. Oh, this is trash. Okay, I think I gotta call it. I'm out of juice. Thanks for watching, though. I'll be back tomorrow with somewhat of a plan, maybe. Who knows? I've been cooking. I've been chefing it up off stream. And I will say, the moment I turned off stream yesterday, the juices started f***ing flowing. I have something really cool. It's definitely not riskless, but I think it's actually really, really, really good. And it loses, like, not very important Pokemon. I think it only uses 1 scale, but I think it uses, like, all my candies, potentially. But we can get into that later. I haven't figured out, like, the candy stuff exactly. It's all kind of risk assessment type stuff. So Rhyperior is actually kind of the GOAT in this. And enabling Rhyperior, I think, with this box that I have is super important. And another thing I figured out is that Hydreigon is kind of sh**. This thing doesn't really do much. And another thing that you can figure out is that if you can manage to kill this Dragalge early, which Rhyperior does, fighting type moves just rip through this team, like, really easily. And we have a lot of options for that. Like, if you can get rid of the Urshifu and the Dragalge early, you can super rip through this team. So, what I cooked up starts with Clefable. Because we can get rid of Urshifu turn 1 guaranteed. And then bait in Dragalge. And then what you can do we can just spam follow me with Clefable. It's probably going to die that turn, like turn 2. And Rhyperior can always, if we do this, Rhyperior always turn 2, no matter what the f happens. It always turn 2. I guess unless Delcatty survives, but we have steers for that. Can kill Dragalge. And once this is gone, and ideally Clefable dies that turn, but if it's not, it's kind of fine. Here's what's kind of sick. So something I didn't realize yesterday. Lucario learns Endure via Scale. And you know what else Lucario does? If Dragalge dies, Lucario actually baits... It actually baits Sharpedo. It baits Sharpedo close combat. With full health Rhyperior. Meaning that Sharpedo is forced to close combat Lucario. Because this doesn't see a kill on it. And this is slower. So what we can do is we can probably pre-damage Lucario. We probably kind of have to bait Aura Sphere from Hydreigon. And then you can just click Endure, and then Sharpedo close combats. And the cool thing is, so this is the most inconsistent thing about this, but this works a lot of the time actually. So regular Sharpedo, Rhyperior sees a kill on it. If it megas, it doesn't. But if he then drops his defense with close combat, you actually go back to killing it. Now it's inconsistent because Stone Edge could miss, or he could miss the range with high horsepower. But we have kind of backup for that. Let me just walk you through how this is supposed to go. In the ideal case, what is happening then is Lucario gets put down to 1. Rhyperior is still untouched, kills Sharpedo, right? Baits in Rotom, and now Lucario is in Colbur Berry. Baits kills from both sides, can kill Rotom, and the cool thing is Hydreigon is still attacking only Lucario because it still sees a kill. And Colbur Berry close combat kills the Rotom, and Rhyperior gets another free attack off. Did I say Colbur? I mean Custap. The cool thing about this line is we have 3 uninterrupted turns where Rhyperior is untouched doing damage. And then we have the endgame of Hydreigon and Stakataka, which Surfetched basically always wins. Because the cool thing is what we can do then, we don't have to rely on first impression damage to kill Sharpedo. And Surfetched, if you level to, I think, was it 77? Yeah, 77 means you never die to either Dragon Gem boosted Dragon Pulse, which it can do if Hydreigon got faked out, or to non-Dragon Gem boosted crit Dragon Pulse. So you're like really safe. And what you can actually do is you don't even have to close combat, because if you go Black Belt, Brick Break, you actually just kill Stakataka. And if this somehow gets a Beast Boost, you kill with close combat still. If Hydreigon took damage and stuff and we have to like stir some it can still kill it with first impression. We can stall turns with Detect. And it's good for the steer, because the steer happens... So there's 2 inconsistencies. One is really fictional, and it's that Delcatty lives turn 1. We super have to steer in that situation. The most common steer is that Sharpedo either gets missed by Stone Edge or the high horsepower range. So what we basically have to do then is we have to rely on the turn after that Rhyperior to kill Sharpedo, because we need to kill 2 mons, because Surfetch can't really deal with a 3-mon late endgame. Because Venusaur is probably never coming out to help because Rhyperior is so high health. What we have to do then, and this is where kind of the candy stuff comes in a little bit. We have to kill... So Lucario will be at 1. Sharpedo will either be full or like 1 HP. We have to kill Hydreigon with Lucario. With the Custap Berry. And then hope that Rhyperior clutches up the next turn and kills Sharpedo. And then it's Rotom Stakataka endgame, which Farfetch'd can still kind of win. Because 1, close combat kills this, and 2, Brick Break can account for the screens. This is like really dangerous. This late game is kind of dangerous, because this does a lot of damage to you with Heavy Slam. You're just dead a Heavy Slam crit. You have to account for screens. You have to account for like Blizzard freezes. Detect isn't really good because of the Blizzard spread. But this is really, really dangerous, but it's winnable. I don't understand how Surfetch wins Hydreigon Stakataka endgame. It outspeeds... The crucial part is it outspeeds Stakataka. And if this doesn't have Dragon Gem, you're not even dead to crit. And if it does have Dragon Gem, you have to dodge target and crit. Hydreigon can attack you twice? Yeah, it can. But the thing is, if we kill... So, it kind of depends on what's going on. If, like, Hydreigon is low, we can First Impression. And Rhyperior can kill this. We can Detect, stall for a turn, have Rhyperior kill Stack Attacka, and then only have one turn where we potentially have to dodge a crit. I'm not exactly sure how, like, the optimal way... So if it's full HP Rhyperior, full HP Surfetched, I think you Detect... If it still has Dragon Gem, I think you probably Detect. Because it's actually really unlikely for Rhyperior to die that turn. No, it can. I guess if they both target. The thing is, Hydreigon is kind of likely to be damaged, because the turn that you kill Rotom with Lucario, it can very much eat a Stone Edge, right? There's another inconsistency, where Clefable can not die on the sack turn, but I think that's actually good. Because then Rotom comes out, and Rhyperior can... And it'll bait kill from Rotom, so no screens. Rhyperior can Stone Edge this, and you can just click Follow Me again, and then you're actually ahead by one Pokemon on the line before Lucario even comes out. I think we have to ball a little bit on the end game. We just have to adapt to what happens. If Dragon Gem, no Dragon Gem, what happens with the Clefable, what happens with the Sharpedo. But I think this has a lot of outs, and it's very consistent. I think the thing we have to think about... So one thing we could do, if we want to, is we could get Clefable to always die on this turn if we think it's better. But what we have to do for that is pre-damage and then scale defense so that it doesn't also die to Surging Strikes, which I think is probably not the play. Just Life Orb, it's Magic Guard, my friend. There's actually so many ways that this being Magic Guard is me, because there was a lot of lines I considered with, like, not being dead and then pre-damaging, like damaging the fight. You can't do any. You can't do pre-poison. You can't do Life Orb or anything like that. So I think the main thing we have to think about now for risk assessment is how many candies do we put into Lucario. Because there's a lot of situations where Lucario has to kill this with close combat. Half the time it doesn't even matter if we do no candies, because half the time it got faked out by Delcatty. So I definitely need, I think it was 1 candy for fetched, right? To always live this. And always live crit if it's not gem. The thing is, this situation is kind of easier anyway if Hydreigon got faked out. Sorry, if Hydreigon didn't get faked out, the situation is kind of not that dire anyway, because he at least doesn't have Dragon Gem anymore, which kind of helps. If we want this to never be a range, we have to, I think, put 3 candies for level 80. I think 79 doesn't do it. But remember, this only matters if the main inconsistency happens of Sharpedo not dying to Rhyperior. I think Urshifu getting faked out is better for me. I think the Dragon Gem being used early is probably good. I think we definitely pre-damage Lucario to bait the Aura Sphere from this. But there's, like, some things that happen where, like, if the Super Fraud happens where Delcatty doesn't die turn 1 because of some bullshit, I think what we actually have to do is Dragalge comes out, and I think we have to actually risk switching in Lucario. Because worst case, it's Sludge... Well, no. Because, okay, so basically, there's, like, a lot of upside to this. Because what could happen is it's Sludge Bomb on the Clefable slot. Which I guess isn't that likely, because this isn't even that likely to kill, right? 43. It's like... but it could also be Sludge Bomb or Dragon Pulse on Delcatty. Basically, only Focus Blast on Delcatty is bad. If that happens, we truck. But I think the problem is if Delcatty is still alive and we click Follow Me again, Delcatty can actually live like another turn, and then Rhyperior doesn't come out in time before we miss out on because I think what we have to do if Delcatty lives is switch Lucario in. This was the original line I had, by the way, is instead of sacking Clefable, you go Lucario on what is usually Dark Pulse and Sludge Bomb. But then you have to adapt to Dark Pulse not hitting Lucario because that baits Rotom. You have to adapt. There's just a bunch of bullshit that can happen from that situation onwards. So I think this is a really good line. Clefable has come to no fights. I swear to God, this thing is dog shit. I think it's actually one of the worst mons in my box. Lucario has led 3% of the time, 13% of the time, been appearing 30% of the time, and gotten 3% of the frags. That's not bad. Clefable, I think, has gotten 3 kills or something. Okay, who's our flyer for emotional support? What do you guys think? Raptor? I think so too. He's definitely mother. Bring all the goats. I think we gotta bring 2 turtles, right? Or maybe Togi? Togi kind of the Pikachu of this run. It's gotta be Togi. He's the Splinter, right? Or whatever the rat guy is from TMNT. I think we always pre-poison Clef, right? There's no reason not to. Because we might have to dodge like Rotom, Para, or Freeze in some fictional scenario. Yeah, we have to adapt to the end game depending on the situation. There's a lot of like lines here that can happen. Like the Surfetch it just kind of depends what I go for, right? Dude, I can't help but shake the feeling that the poison on Clefable can f me. I just don't know how. Whatever, man. That's right, Shell's here to help, baby! Hey! I'm here to threaten Team Aqua's operation. Whatever. We're gonna bring Clefable, Lucario, and Surfetch. This is probably the most dangerous fight of the run so far. Cooked a while for this, but I think I got something pretty good considering I have nothing to boom. Okay! There is a lot that can go wrong. There is a lot that can happen that we have no control over. Because Shell operates on the same AI as the opponent. The first thing that's not super impactful here, but can definitely matter, it's actually decently impactful, is that Delcatty will fake out one of these 2 at random. It doesn't matter in the sense that... So Moonblast plus Fake Out always kills Urshifu, and if it's not Fake Out on Urshifu, it's going to close combat Delcatty, which means its defenses will be lowered. Delcatty is extremely likely to die this turn. It might not. There is some very, like, fraudulent, very, very weird shit that can happen, where Urshifu chooses Surging Strikes over close combat and doesn't actually kill the Delcatty. If that happens, we are Omega Steering, but it's pretty unlikely. We're going to kill Urshifu this turn and bait out Dragalge, which is the main problem right now. Okay. Okay. I think this is a range to kill, right? No, don't do this to me. You gotta be f***ing kidding me. You gotta be f***ing kidding me! This is so unlikely! We're f***ed. I think we have to risk the run on a 1 in 6 now. Okay, so no matter what happens, Hydreigon always kills Delcatty, and Dragalge is using a random move on Delcatty. If the random move is Sludge Bomb, it is 43% chance to kill Clefable. If it is any other move, Clefable takes no damage this turn. I think the chance for Clefable to die to Sludge Bomb this turn is about 20%. Basically, the problem is Rhyperior was supposed to be out here so that it could kill Dragalge this turn. We're 1 turn behind on the entire plan if Clefable dies this turn, basically. So the first option is Moonblast on Hydreigon to kill it. This means Shell sends in Rhyperior, and Archie sends in Rotom. That position is okay, but the Rotom being out early is kind of bad. The problem is, if I kill this now, and take no damage because Dragalge Dragon Pulsed, for example, or missed Focus Blast or something, I'm still not in range for Sludge Bomb. So what could happen is Rhyperior is out, and it just eats Focus Blast, and it just eats Blizzard from Rotom and Focus Blast from Dragalge, or Dragon Pulse from Dragalge, and just dies. If Rhyperior dies early, we always lose because nothing on our team kills Dragalge. So there's one alternative play. What we could do is we can switch Clefable for Lucario. This immediately loses the run if Dragalge clicks Focus Blast on Delcatty, which is like It's 80%, and then like a 1 in 3, 26, and then he has to hit a 62% range to kill Lucario. So that's 16%. If that doesn't happen, we're actually in a pretty amazing position. We're actually really, really, really good. Because now Clefable is in the back on full HP, and I can still do the Endure Custap Berry shit. I'm a turn behind on it, but I have Clefable in the back. It's less than 16% because he also has to hit Focus Blast, which is how much accuracy in this game? 80%. This situation was so unlikely to happen, by the way. Just no Focus Blast kill on Lucario. That's the only thing. That's the only thing, man! You, please, 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 one time, one time, one time! And we truck. It's unwinnable now. Should have canned Lucario, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't think you understand how likely this line was. The Delcatty living is, like, below 10%. And Lucario dying there is below 15%. What can I even do now? Do I have to try to get the Moonblast kill with Clefable now? That Lucario dying cost me, like, 3 turns and a kill. It's unwinnable, I think. I think I have to do Moonblast from Clefable and hope that it's not Sludge Bomb into Clefable kill. The thing is the range doesn't matter, it just has to target Clefable, and then... So like Clefable is 1 in 4 to just die. If Dragalge finds the kill, it's always dead, which is 43% of the time. Well, like I need Surf... It's just impossible. The real problem is that Sharpedo is never dying, because I didn't build Surfish to kill with First Impression. It's just over. I think I have actually no win condition. What does Surfetch bait? It's Rotom, right? Wait, no, it would be Dragalge slot. Yeah, it's in the Dragalge slot, so it would be Rotom. Clefable would give me Rotom Stack Attack. I think the only way I do this is if Clefable somehow gets this Moonblast off, we kill 2, and then it's Rotom Stack Attack, I think. And then I could follow me, but it's probably using Blizzard. But I have to click it, and then one of the 2 dies, and then maybe I can win. I think that's the only line I see. But I think it's over. Clefable is way too likely to die this turn. There's like, the other really fictional is follow me. If I follow me, I most likely die, and then Dragalge is dead, and then it's Hydreigon, Surfetched baits Rotom, and then we can... And then what, we detect, and... No, follow me is so dog shit here. There's like an insane upside where they both use a dragon move on Rhyperior this turn. In that case, Clef lives this turn. If I follow me, I live 28% of the time. I think the upside of Moonblast is way bigger. Like, honestly, the only way I can win is I get this Moonblast off, and if we get both Moonblast and High Horsepower off. There's no other way to win. We can also flinch here, which is also truck. Okay, Clefable's dead. So we lost. Unfortunate. What a fucking shame, man. What a goddamn shame. Okay. Is there any way we can pull out? Nothing sees kill on anything right now. Rhyperior is always stone edging Rotom. Is this Brick Break Hydreigon? Reflect Light Screen is the well, Reflect, not Light Screen, but Reflect is... He's not Light Clay, so... The chance for Reflect is... So it's completely unboosted, right? So Reflect happens 80% of the time. The only move that makes sense is Brick Break Hydreigon, so that Stone Edge kills Rotom. There's no other play. Unless I want to play into it using Blizzard. Would it T-Bolt ever? Super unlikely. It's actually kind of likely. It's never first impression. Well, the problem is if he reflects, which happens 80% of the time, and I don't break, then Rotom just stays up. What a f***ing shame, man. Please tell me that's into Rhyperior. That's huge. It's Ayapapa. Okay, best possible result for the first time this fight. Please hit the Stone Edge. You gotta be f***ing kidding me, dude. I just get nothing. I just get absolutely nothing. Same exact situation as last turn, right? Nothing changed. Except Blizzard has 2 killing rolls on Rhyperior. Just get me out, man. Just get me out. This is like... maybe okay. Ah, cool. Yeah, that's... mm-hmm. That's really... cool. It's whatever, man. Fuck you. Like... what a f***ing joke, dude. What an actual joke. I think if that didn't happen, I actually had outs. What a f***ing joke, man. I think I actually had outs if that freeze didn't happen. Unironically, I think I had outs. He could have reflected there, by the way. He was still really likely to reflect that turn. Like, really likely. 2 kills from Blizzard killed Rhyperior.
Worst fight ever, actually.
Like, I actually cannot explain to you how f***ing unlucky this, like, line of events was. I think it probably didn't matter, right? To have this happen on the run where I tried for a Lowland Muck like 3 times and didn't get it is really f***ing cool. If that freeze doesn't happen, and he reflects... I kill Hydreigon. Rhyperior is alive. Stone Edge is Rotom. Unironically, I think I could have won. I think I could have won. Because then both die. It's Sharpedo Stack Attacka. I live a hit from Sharpedo always. I can kill the Stack Attacka, tank 1 hit, and then detect the next turn. Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know, maybe there was a better line. I couldn't find it, though. Somebody asking what happened and saying freeze on Surfetched is so funny. That's like saying what happened on 9/11 and someone goes, oh, there was like a bunch of flight delays. Dude. Like... this was not the fight to get this RNG on. Up to the point where I got frozen, I still could have won. Up to the point where that Rotom didn't click reflect, I still could have won. I'm actually pretty sure. It wasn't guaranteed or anything. I still had to get really lucky. I still could have won. That's how good this line was. Just every single turn some fucking bullshit happened. Or wait, no, it's even simpler, right? Because Sharpedo always sees a kill on Rhyperior. And so does Stack Attacka, and then, no, I would still have to kill Stack Attacka. Okay, and then the next turn, I would have to... because I'm still full HP, so because I think I only lose to Sharpedo targeting Surfetched after Detect, not being Sleep Powdered. If that turn is Reflect, I think I fucking win! Dude, what a fucking joke, man. So what's supposed to happen is you Moonblast this. And they f***ing kill the Delcatty, and you kill this. And they go Dragalge, and they go this. And then you click Follow Me. and then you die, and then this dies, and then you can go Lucario, he goes Torpedo, you go Endure, he close combats, this guy kills him, and now you kill Rotom with this berry, and then this dies, and then this lives, but that's fine, and then you go this, and then it's Takataka Hydreigon late game, and now you I think now it's... This didn't use Dragon Gem yet. Oh, wait. Did this use Dragon Gem? It used Dragon Gem, right? On turn 1? Yeah, so now you always win. So now you just do this. And then you do this because you're never dead to crit. That's how it's supposed to go. I think the biggest mistake of this run... Well, no, this is bad evaluate. The biggest mistake of this run that actually had bad consequences was this switch. This thing is insane. I think this thing would probably save me these deaths on Tabitha. Ultimately, it didn't super matter, I think. Master rank in all contests to get the Shell cutscene where she solos the fight and you get to skip it. Based. The biggest mistake this run was every time I clicked Brave Bird on Florges. Like, measurably. I think there was a lot of fights where I got away with suboptimal plays. Oh, and the biggest mistake was going for a Rustboro encounter. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. We should check what my casino encounter would have been. Oh, by the way, the last message in my Discord DMs from Squirk that he sent me this morning was... I've never seen anyone get frozen on Pyre tag. Freeze is fiction here, trust me. I want to check if I would have gotten Larvitar or Beldum, I think. We would have gotten Larvitar anyway, okay. And he gets 31, not on attack, not on defense, not on speed. What a... Okay, well, this run was... Go f*** yourself.